Hello, heroes. This is Stan Lee, and I've got a rare treat for you today. Not only is he a good friend of mine, but he's one of the top names and one of the top talents in the comic book business. So without any further ado, my buddy, Bob Kane. Glad to have you
I
here,
thought you
Bob.
were Bob Kane. I'm Stan Lee.
Well, I'll settle for that, too.
Okay.
Bob, for the few people who come from another planet who may not know what you do, what is it that you're known for?
You got to be kidding.
I am, of course.
Well, originally I created Courageous Cat.
That was that animated show
an
you
animated
did, right?
cartoon. But I think when I was 18, I tripped across a character called Batman.
How do you pronounce it? Batman?
B-A-T-man. It was called Batman by Robert Kane.
In
In 1939, when I was 3 years old, Stan. That's when I created the Batman. I'm now 42 on my good days. Anyway, Batman is my claim to infamy.
Yeah, I always thought it was the cat, and Batman sort of came along accidentally. But okay, we'll talk. How about if we talk about Batman instead of the cat? Would you like
well,
to do
Batman was first. Cat came later.
The cat came after the Batman.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, you seem to be fingering a book here, which I have a feeling if I twisted your arm, you might be willing to talk about a little bit, right?
Well, is this a commercial for me, Stan?
Before we talk about it.
Okay.
Before we talk about
Okay.
it, let me just ask you this. How did you get into comics? Have you always wanted to be a comic book artist?
Actually, no. I wanted to be a salesman. No, I wanted to be a truck driver. No, actually, when I was a kid, I was a doodler.
Uh-huh.
I lived in the Bronx in New York. I was a poor kid, very poor. And in fact, we were so poor, I used to wear my sister's hand-me-down dresses. No, we were poor, and a tough neighborhood, too, I lived in.
Must have made quite an impact with the dresses.
Well, yeah, in those days, you know, it was a little... at any rate, Stan, it was a short run from the subway to my home. It was a tough neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Rodney Dangerfield. I was always doodling on the sidewalks in New York in my school books. I loved cartoons my whole life. My dad was a printer for the Daily News, and he used to bring home the Sunday comics to me.
Really?
Yeah.
The Daily News Sunday comics?
Absolutely. He was a printer. And
Dick
I'd have
Tracy and Orphan Annie and all of those?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mutton Chef, Popeye.
Right, right.
And I used to copy him almost as...
Popeye was in the Journal American, I think.
Was in those days, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
So my dad brought home the comics to me, and I used to copy them, and they looked as good as the originals. And my dad brought it downtown to all the famous cartoonists, and they said, hey, your son might have a future as a cartoonist.
Really?
Absolutely. The doodler from the Bronx, who became a famous cartoonist and a legend in his own mind along the way. But really, that's how it all started. I was always doodling, and I loved comics, and...
Were you working in comic books before you created Batman, or was that your entry into comics?
No, actually in 1936, when I was about 14 years old, or 15, I worked for Iger and Eisner, who had a comic book called Wow Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Wow Comics was one of the early comic books that printed original comic art, okay?
Yeah.
So I did some fill-ins for them, funny stuff, just laughs for $5 a page. The reason I didn't stay with them was I wanted $10 a page, and they wouldn't give it to me. Now, in 1936, believe it or not, $10 was a lot of money.
I know.
So they said, no, we passed. So I went over to DC Comics, unfortunately for them. Should have given me Will Eisner that $5 raise. You know, you lost out on a big thing, the Batman. And I went to DC doing fill-in comics, and then Whitney Ellsworth was an editor. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, the plot thickens. And he said to me one day, I said to him rather, how much are Superman Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel making on the Superman comics? He said $75,000 a year apiece. I was making $5,000 a year for doing little fill-ins. He said, listen, Bob, could you do another superhero? I said, for that kind of money, you'll have it on Monday.
For that kind of money, you'd be the superhero.
Boy, you better believe it. I'll steal it somewhere. And I went home, and lo and behold, I thought about all my childhood heroes when I was a kid in my world of fantasy, such as Zorro, Douglas Fairbanks Sr., the Mark of Zorro I saw as a child. I love the movies, the early movies, serials and all that.
I remember.
And I saw a movie called The Bat with Chester Morris, and he wore a bat costume, only he was a villain.
Yeah.
And that also imbued me with an initiation for an inventive idea of Batman. And then the third influence was Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine. Leonardo had a flying machine 500 years ago.
Oh, I remember.
The first glider,
of it. Yeah.
an ornithopter.
Yeah.
I have a drawing in my book, and I'll show it to you later. And so the three influences at that time were Zorro, Leonardo da Vinci, and the Bat. And on Monday, I came up with a very crude drawing of Batman, and I showed it to Whitney Ellsworth, and he said, "That's terrific." I said, "How much a page do I get?" He said, $10 a page. That was my number then, $10 a page. I thought I was a multimillionaire. I didn't know what to do with all that money.
Yeah.
I had a date. I took it to the Paramount Theater. I went dancing at the Edison Green Room. We had dinner and 2 drinks, and the whole evening was $8. I took a subway home and couldn't afford a cab.
And the rest is history. Then Batman was
it seemed to take off at that time.
Now, I know you'll kill me if I don't let you start showing this book. Incidentally, are you impressed with our elaborate set here?
No, I'm not.
Took a long time to create. A few pens, a book, a nice table. We did all of this for you, you know, Bob.
You didn't varnish the table for my appearance today.
Come on, show us the book.
Actually, it's a very bad set, but, you know, Sam and I will make up for it with our charming personalities. Okay.
We worked so hard on this set. Here we go.
Well, anyway, this is Batman and Me. It's my autobiography, finally came out. Well-deserved for a man of my infamy. And it's by Bob Kane, and it has my entire life story. We have a lithograph in here of a Batman that I created. This is a special copy with a litho, 1 to 1,000. And along the way, I'd like to show you my big public of fans out there what Batman looked like in his first appearance.
Oh, that's great.
Now, I have one right here. It was very crude. I don't know if you get a close-up of this, but this is Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine stand.
Yeah.
And this was the first Batman prior to appearing in Detective Comics number 27.
The influence is obvious.
From
Leonardo
to my copying of Leonardo.
This must be why Leonardo da Vinci and Bob Kane are almost always mentioned in the same breath. Have you noticed that?
In my same breath, he means. But actually, Leonardo, wherever you are, I thank you for the residuals. And they've been quite considerable. At any rate, that was the first Batman. Here's Batman's first appearance right here. Crudely drawn. They always said I was a bad artist, which I was. But at any rate, it was the initial drawing of Batman which started the entire history. And it's always number one that makes the splash. You know that. And here's Batman with bat wings on him. Very crude. And I had it attached to his arms. And the reason I changed it to a cape stand was that in action and fighting, it would be cumbersome, fighting somebody.
Right.
See, it's attached here to his arms. At any rate, the book goes on, and for all you folks who want to buy my book, it's in all the comic book stores by Eclipse Comics. Harper Row will take it out on a revised edition. I've gotten my commercial in now. I also do fine art Batman of oil paintings. Here's a painting for commemorating the Batman's 50th anniversary in 1989. And these are sketches of my oils, my fine art. That's a lithograph of Batman and Robin. Here's a Joker lithograph. It's really a fine book. And I did this for the movie. It's Jack Nicholson and Batman. Batman #1, the cover, my early covers, and so forth. So this is a great book as a coffee table book. You can spill coffee on it or whatever you want to do with it. It has shiny paper, and I leave it to your imagination. If you don't like to read it, what you can do with my book.
Tell me, if somebody buys a coffee table book
it's called coffee table book.
And doesn't keep it on a coffee table, is the publisher entitled to come to the house and take the book back?
Actually,
you sign a contract or something?
It has to be a coffee table book on a coffee table with coffee on top of it.
It has to have coffee on top.
They use that as a what do they call them? The napkins you put underneath the coffee.
Now, tell me something.
Yeah.
As far as Batman is... Oh, by the way... remember you said if I let you promote your book this way, you'd mention to everybody who taught you everything you know about comics.
Stan Lee.
Okay.
Stan
now
Lee
I'll stop before you go any further. Listen, about the movie, Bob.
Yeah, which movie?
Why don't we mention the Batman movie also?
Which one do you want to mention, one or two?
The first one. You had something to do with that. What was your involvement?
Well, actually, I was creative consultant on the movie. That means don't tell us anything. You get the money and you run.
I've been that route.
Yeah, that's creative consultant in Hollywood. We're giving you the money, go to Palm Springs, and when it's over, you may come back and take the bow. Well, I did critique the script, and I did some sketches for the movie, actually. I did costumes, which they changed. I did the Batmobile. I have some sketches in my book that I did for the movie. I'm
Well,
glad
let's
you
see.
mentioned that.
Let's see.
And here we go. Here's the movie right here. I did these sketches for the movie of costumes for Batman. And they used some of it, and some of it they improvised on their own. But anyway, that was done for the movie. I did a bat plane, which they changed, the bat wing. And it was a marvelous movie, you know. They shot it in London. Here's some more sketches. That's the bat wing I did. And that's the Batmobile I did. But of course, they changed it. They improvised on it. That's the bat wing, and that's the Batmobile. If you come in on a close-up. At any rate, I did a lot of work on the movie, and I also love the trip to London. It's so beautiful going on a trip that you don't pay for. You get first-class passage on a plane, and actually on the plane coming back, it was the 103 Pan Am, and we missed that crash by 1 week, my wife
Really?
and I. Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
That was a terrible catastrophe,
Yeah.
and shows how limited life is to all of us. You never know one day to the next, Stan. So you got to enjoy what you're doing.
I'm enjoying having
you're
you
rich,
here
you're famous,
today.
You're almost as famous as Bob Kane. And when the Spider-Man movie comes out, he might overtake me. I understand, Stan, you're having a movie on Spider-Man
Well,
coming
we're
up, a
working on
big
one.
movie this time.
Yeah.
Probably maybe comparable, possibly Batman.
Well, there's no way to approach that, but
Well-
we do have Jim Cameron, who's writing and directing it, who did The Terminator.
Yeah.
And I must admit, we have high hopes
You have a
for
good
it.
script?
We haven't done the script yet. Actually,
Oh.
Jim
Would you
is
be in
working
on
it.
the script, Stan?
Well, Jim and I are consulting, talking about it, but he'll actually write the script.
Okay.
And that's the way I want it.
Oh, I want it that way, too. It'll probably be a good script.
Tell
I'm only
me.
kidding.
Tell me, on the second Batman
Yeah.
movie, will you be involved in that?
Yeah,
Will you have more of an involvement, perhaps, than a
the
creative?
same. I'm creative consultant.
Another trip to London, right?
Go to Palm Springs, collect the check, come back.
Oh, well.
No, really, I'm consultant again. That means don't bother us.
Yeah. Oh, let me ask you another question, since it's the same. The villains, are you the one who told me about Conrad Veidt, the actor?
Yeah,
I think that's kind of interesting. The
I've
Joker...
got it in my book.
Go on, let's take a look
Absolutely. Conrad Veidt, here we go. Here's where I got the
at that. He
initial...
was an old-time actor, wasn't he? Okay, let's just show that picture, because a lot of people may not know this.
All right, I had a ghost artist, which I'd like to refute now. His claim to fame is that he created the Joker, Jerry Robinson. And Jerry Robinson created the Joker playing card, which I'll let you look at in a moment. It's over here. I created, Bill Finger, my writer, came to me at the beginning with a picture of Conrad Veidt, who is the actor in a Victor Hugo movie called The Man Who Laughs, by Victor Hugo.
Yeah.
And as you can all see, it's the exact replica of the comic I drew way back in 1939, 1940, and that was my creation of the Joker. Jerry Robinson, to his dying day, will say he created, and look, here's my answer to him. Had Jerry come to me first with the Joker playing card, the Joker would have looked like this, and not like this. So apparently I was first, and he came second.
Well, since this isn't a court of law, I might add one thing, though.
I didn't prove my case, right?
No,
Just
you didn't.
ruined my
No,
lithograph.
it's not that. But Jerry also is a very dear friend of mine and a fine artist,
Glad he's
as
a
you
friend
know.
of yours.
And we'll probably do an interview with
No
Jerry,
friend of
too.
yours is a friend of mine. That goes
But,
automatically, particularly Jerry Robinson.
But whoever created it, the point is...
No, I just proved my case that Bill Finger came to me with the photograph, not whoever, Bob Kane and Bill
Okay.
Finger created the Joker.
Now, what I mean is...
We have definite proof, conclusive proof in my book.
What I'm trying to say
You're
is...
cupping
that-
out, Stan. You're protecting Jerry now.
No, I'm not protecting
don't
anybody.
mind that.
I'm protecting myself.
He's a nice guy despite himself.
No, the only thing is I thought it was very interesting to see that picture of Conrad Veidt and the way the Joker looks. I had never heard about that playing card or anything. That's new to me.
Well, Jerry said he created it, and that was his claim, the playing card. In other words, had he came to me first with the playing card, the Joker, as you know him today, would look like the jester of the playing card. But he didn't. He came to me after the fact, and we used it as the Joker's calling card after I created with Bill Finger the picture of Conrad Veidt and the Man Who Laughs.
Gee,
I rest my case.
I can see, because of this interview, the two of us, with Jerry, will be on 60 Minutes one day, Who knows where this will
I love that.
lead.
I love to get them on 20/20 or 10 with 2 midgets, whatever.
Well, be that as it may, there's a place that I've got to get you in the next few seconds.
Oh, I think you want me to do a few drawings now, right?
I mean, we've been talking about your artwork, and I'm sure you've forgotten most of it, but I have a feeling with a little prodding, I know you're reluctant, I know you hate to draw, you hate to be seen in public or do any of these
I'll tell you this,
demonstrative
Dan.
things.
Without my ghost and assistant, Jerry Robinson, I can't really draw the
I
Batman.
am so sorry I asked you to
You
show
see
that
that?
drawing. We're going to make believe that incident never occurred on this tape.
right.
We're going to go over to that drawing board,
Okay.
and you're going to do us all proud.
Do I get paid for
okay?
this interview today?
About as much as I got paid for the mention in the Batman book.
Okay, so therefore, I may not do these drawings, but if you
You're
twist
gonna
my
do
arm
it.
again...
There's
maybe
no
I'll-
way to stop you. Come on, let's get over there and
Okay,
do it.
great.
Okay, old pal?
I'll take my Batman pen.
You have to have the book for reference, maybe.
No,
All right.
well,
You're going to
yeah.
do it right out of your
That would
head,
be a
right?
good idea. Terrific.
And you know, all these people who say, Bob Kane, he never drew a line in his
I didn't
life.
really. My ghost did most of the work.
So I want you to draw a line, and you'll be
line.
able to show people that you
Okay.
did draw a line in
Absolutely.
your life.
We'll start with a line, everybody. There's a line right there.
Now, I have a feeling that
It's a line.
if one were to ask you what
Yeah.
you'd like to draw first, it's not unlikely that you might say some guy maybe with bat wings or so.
I would
Just
like to do Mickey Mouse. I used to work for Disney.
Did you really?
Yeah, want me
You
to draw
didn't-
one Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, go
first?
ahead. You never mentioned
Oh,
that.
come on. I
never
worked
knew
for
you
Fleischer and
Really?
Popeye and Betty Boop, and I worked for Disney. Absolutely.
Bob, I never knew that.
Well, look,
You're keeping
you
secrets
learn-
from me.
look, you learn new things all the time, but I used to do Mickey Mouse.
Son of
I
a
don't think I
gun.
remember it too well, but anyway, it was one of my favorite characters.
So there was a time when you were really legit.
Yeah, I worked
huh?
for Disney out here, and I also worked for Fleischer Studios in New York.
I'll be
Now,
God. Max Fleischer, they did the Betty Boops and so
Betty
forth?
Boop,
Right.
absolutely. You know, I'm a little out of practice, but that's my Disney
Oh,
period.
well, that's great.
See, and anyway, we'll start over here again. I
Okay,
suppose
you're leaving the line on the bottom now? It started out on top.
well,
You're
we,
very reckless with these
we
things.
could balance
aren't you?
another line. You see, I
Okay.
still have a steady hand. Okay?
Here we go.
Here
the
we go.
suspense gets heavier.
You ever see Art Carney?
Oh, yeah. In the Jackie Gleason skits.
Okay, I'll start with a profile because it's a lot easier. Actually, I could draw this here without looking. The profile, that is. I just want to show
I
you
always
something.
thought you did draw without looking. I mean,
No, this is hard because you see, I'm not really looking at it, and it's a little off. I know that. But anyway, this is Batman without looking, which isn't too bad. Come to think of it, that's without looking at it.
How about with looking?
Now we'll kind of try to look and do a good
Okay.
one, so that you could take it home and hang it on your bathroom wall or whatever you want to do with it, Stan, my friend.
This will be part of my collection of Kane memorabilia,
And what do I
which
get?
is cluttering up my whole house.
And what
and
do
I love it.
what do I get from you? A Christmas
You got that
card.
commercial for that book. You got a 15-minute commercial.
Okay.
You'll have to do 3 more of these to
That
make up for it.
balances then.
Here we
Okay,
go.
Here we go. The hand is quicker than the eye. Now, how many times do you think I drew this character?
Once or
God.
twice.
Oh.
Once or twice.
You know, actually, without penciling it, it never comes out as well as when you pencil in the character.
I know.
But I've drawn it so many times. It's very easy, Stan. You just have to know where to put the lines. And drawing is quite simple if you know where to put the lines.
Well, that's all drawing is, right? Knowing where to put the lines.
Well, actually, that's really the drawing because the brain draws, not the hand. No, I'm serious. This is the mechanical part of it.
But you've got to have the picture up here, and you're really tracing
I
it
see the
down there.
picture in my mind's eye as a cartoonist. And the reason I can draw and other people can't is I visualize it. My mind's eye is the projector. So before I do a head or a car or whatever, I see it on white paper. I really have that vision,
Yeah.
as all artists do. So at any rate, the Batman, when I spoke to Disney once over at Disney Studios, and I knew Walt for a while, we were discussing our various characters, Mickey Mouse, and I said to him, what do you attribute Mickey Mouse's nationwide and worldwide fame to? He said, it's the simplicity of the character, the way it's drawn, that most people look at it and recognize it immediately. And that's what makes a good character. Batman, the simplicity of the line makes it recognizable easily, so that when you draw it, they look at it and they say, oh, Batman, not Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man is also simple, and I attribute its great success to the simplicity of the line. If you make it too complicated, you lose the audience.
Well, there's a lot in what you say. It's a very graphic icon that's easily identifiable.
Yeah, it's something that, you know, Batman is probably one of the most recognized characters. There are 5 famous characters in the world outside of Spider-Man. I guess it's Batman, Mickey Mouse, Sherlock Holmes, James Bond, might be one or two others.
Bob Kane.
Yeah, and Bob Kane, and the Batman, actually. Okay.
And that is your signature.
Well, I hope so. I used to put a box around it, and...
what made you eliminate the box? What deep thinking
It took too
planning?
much time to add the box to it, so I eliminated the box.
And you're a
you
guy...
know, to do this here, it took another 30 seconds, so who needs it?
And you're into time, because every second is worth a fortune when you're a Bob Kane,
When
right?
you're famous, absolutely, you know, and that extra second or two, I could be playing golf or
Hey,
whatever.
that does look like Batman.
Doesn't it?
Sunglasses and all,
That's
right?
without Jerry Robinson and my ghost.
Oh, stop that. Now, have you ever tried to draw Spider-Man?
If
Do you know what he looks like?
If I saw a picture, it would be a lot easier, but just off
Just
the top.
imagine me with a Spider-Man mask. That'll give
Just
you
off the top. I've seen it in the book, but I don't remember it too well. But anyway.
This is unfair. Nobody's going to believe it, but, you know, this has not been rehearsed.
I'll just give it a shot.
right.
I really, you know, I haven't seen it lately, and I don't really look at comics anymore, Stan. I retired from comic book drawing in 1966. But anyway, I know it has a lot of webs all around the thing, and the
Actually,
eyes...
they go this way. They sort of originate there, and they go out.
Do they really?
And they go out like the
Why
radiation.
don't you
lines.
draw it?
No, because I'm not the guest.
I don't know.
And you'd complain. You'd say, "Oh, Stan, you took my time again." You know, I notice you keep looking over there.
Oh, you mean into the camera?
Into the monitor. And I want
Hi.
to tell you, you have a thing about looking into television monitors.
I was downtown on the Batman set. They're doing Batman 2 at Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And I was watching Michael Keaton as Batman, as Bruce Wayne talking to the butler. And I was at least 50 feet away from the cameras, I thought. And all of a sudden, like Clouseau, Tim Burton said, "Cut. Bob Kane is peering into the monitor." And they caught me peering in. I'd love to get that outtake. It must be very funny.
Well, you know, our mutual friend Larry Cohen, the director, told me that you once had a little bit part in a crowd scene.
My wife had a thing with
That's right.
Michael Moriarty.
That's right.
And I was looking at my wife up there, and so...
And he kept
Larry
having
says,
to cut the scene all the time. He saw you.
"Why is the camera on you now, not on me? I'm looking into the monitor, and there it's on you, because you're the star of the show. I see the prejudice. You know, oh, there you are. Hi. Hi. How you
What
doing?
you usually
Hi,
do
Mom.
is this to me when we're on a show.
Hi,
Okay,
hi, Elizabeth. Hi. I'll be home in a few minutes.
what are we going to draw now?
Well, we have the Penguin in the new movie, as
let's
you
see
know.
that. Yeah, I
And-
haven't seen you draw a villain in a long time.
We have the Penguin as the villain in the new Batman movie. And Danny DeVito is playing the Penguin.
He's wonderful, isn't
He's
he?
a wonderful actor, and the makeup is very gruesome. It doesn't look like the comic Penguin at all, like the comic book Penguin.
Well,
He looks like
what could really?
He looks like Lon Chaney in London After Midnight. I don't know if you ever saw that silent
No.
movie. You're not old enough?
No,
Remember
no.
the silence?
No, but
Oh, I am, but
I
you know.
beg to your superior age and wisdom.
Well, anyway,
You sure have these reduced down to the barest essentials, don't you?
yeah, absolutely. Its simplicity is the answer to it. What happens, what I object to about ghost artists, and not just the Batman, is that I used to copy the comics, as I told you, as a kid, really. And if I were to copy Popeye, I would try to do it the way Segar, the originator, did Popeye, and I wouldn't put Bob Kane into it. And along the way, a lot of artists came along to do Batman, and it became their artwork and not mine. Why didn't they ghost my style? Because my style was so unique, they couldn't copy it. Now, what happens then is they change it into their own style, and it changes the originator's style.
But that seems to happen with all the strips, even at
Do you like that
Marvel,
idea?
even-
Is that
well,
a good idea?
I think you almost have to
Automatically it
expect that.
happens that way?
You know why? Take Spider-Man. Every artist who does it gives it his own flavor, his own style. I think what happens is if an artist draws in the style of another artist, of the man who originated the strip, let's
Yeah.
say, he's not drawing his best. It's not the best he can draw. Well, you know this, Bob. You've got to draw in your own style for it to be the best Bob Kane it can be. So what they do is they base the drawing on what the original artist created.
And then they change it into their own
Yeah,
personality.
they have to, or else it won't be good.
I disagree with that because Blondie, when Chick Young died, I think his son took over, and he's drawing it exactly as his father did.
No, his son is writing it.
Oh, the son writes it.
Stan Drake is drawing
All right,
it.
so
yeah.
Stan Drake also imitated OFN Annie at one point.
Yeah. Well, Stan Drake is just wonderful. And you know, he used to
Stan
do
Lee isn't
wonderful
bad
illustration. Hey, do you want to see me draw a picture? I haven't drawn a picture here yet. You talked about Popeye. When I was a little kid,
you like
I
Popeye?
used to draw Wimpy. I'll do it on the
Can
same.
you draw Wimpy?
I'm going to show you Wimpy.
That's not bad for
I don't want to waste
Spider-Man.
I don't want to waste a fresh sheet
You won't
with
waste
my
it. We'll
art.
get another piece
Let's
of
see
paper.
if I remember it. I just thought of this because you mentioned Popeye, and I seem to remember
It
Mr.
looks
Wimpy,
like Wimpy already.
who always ate hamburgers. You remember?
And how?
He was
He's always
he
grubbing
was
hamburgers.
something. I think he had sort of like a derby hat, and his eyes were like
Yeah,
that.
that's Wimpy.
That's about all I remember. But I loved Mr. Wimpy. You know.
You're a bad cartoonist, Stan.
Well, that's one of the few practically priceless
No, but
Stanley
that's not
originals.
bad. Would you like to see Popeye?
Yeah, let's see Popeye. I can draw him too, but I'll give you first shot at it.
Trying to remember what Popeye looks like. You know, he wore a sailor hat.
If you do it too good, I won't even try.
He had a sailor hat, and
Actually, it was a cap of some sort. Well, maybe he had both. Oh, you've done this before. You've done it before.
No, I forgot kind of what he looks like. He had one Popeye I know.
That's very good.
It's kind of something like that.
Yeah, it's
He
got the
wants-
feeling of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a fast sketch.
All right, let
of
me see.
Popeye.
Let me see
He
if
also
I-
had
if
a
I-
he also had a pipe.
That's right.
Okay.
Let me see if I can still remember. I used to do them this way.
You know, if you took a few cartoon lessons, maybe you would have been a cartoonist.
I don't remember if this was the eye that was closed and this
I don't
was
remember
the open.
either.
And then, of course, he had the pipe. Yeah. Okay.
That's not bad. That's even
No,
better
I don't
than
want.
mine.
I don't want to butt into your show.
Sure.
Now, let's see. You did. Can you do the Catwoman? Can
Well,
you do any
this
of
is
the?
more difficult.
Let's
but
see you
I'll
do a
try.
woman. Yeah.
I'd love to do women.
I know you
this.
relish that, huh?
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer plays Catwoman, and she's really a pussycat.
Yeah. She only is playing the role. You know. You hear what the rumor is.
What is
Because
the
she
rumor?
hopes to get a drawing of her by Bob Kane.
Well, listen, I'd like to give her more than a drawing. What can I tell you? She's terrific.
I don't know what you can tell me, but I hope you won't.
Not on camera anyway, Stan.
All right. Now this is Catwoman.
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
She's very sexy in the film, and she does a lot of her own stunts, but they have a stunt woman. She does a lot of flips.
She does really?
Yeah, a lot of flips in the movie, like
Herself,
like-
you mean?
Yeah, well, not
Wow.
Michelle. They have a stunt.
Oh, the stunt woman does.
Yeah,
it.
the stunt woman. But she's well, it's a little more detailed than that, but you know, it's a rough sketch of
Yeah.
Catwoman.
I would have recognized her anywhere.
I haven't drawn her in a while.
I think, considering that you haven't been drawing comics for so long, the fact that you remember them and can do them this well, and
Well,
they're certainly recognizable.
generally, when you pencil them in, they will come out more detailed and more accurate. This
Let me
is just
explain
winging
that
it.
for anybody who might not understand. Most all the artists, when they do a drawing, first they do it very lightly in pencil, just so they see what it should look like. Then they take either a magic marker or a pen or a brush, and they go over the pencil drawing and
Absolutely.
they refine it. That's called embellishing, or it's called inking, or whatever. And it is quite difficult for an artist to draw just with the magic
Impromptu,
marker
it
first,
really is.
because it really is just coming out of your head. You have no guidelines.
you can't rub it out. It's
Yeah.
indelible ink, and
Right.
there it is.
And a
Well,
guy like Bob has so much stuff in his head already that for stuff to come out of it, it isn't that easy, right?
well, when you're a genius, it's easy, right? We'll do the Joker now, and
Well, we haven't done that. That's
No.
right. I'm sure everybody wants to see that.
Jack Nicholson was terrific as the
Wasn't
Joker.
he, though? Yeah.
Oh, he really was
Yeah.
the movie. He blew it away. Jack said to me, he says, "Hey, Kane, how do you think?" In fact, the story in London was when Michael Keaton went to Jack after he wore the costume.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Hey, Jack, how do you think I would have played the Batman?" So Jack looked at me and said, "Say, kid, just let the suit do the acting, huh?" And that was what he told
What he
me.
meant was, don't step on my lines.
You heard about that line?
No,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Anyway, the Joker is probably one of the great villains of all time, comparable to, say, Dr. Moriarty, Sherlock Holmes, and
Yeah, he
He's
certainly is, and certainly after Nicholson's portrayal, he's immortal now.
Now, you know, I got the Joker from Conrad Veidt, and we mentioned that earlier, and
I will
that's where
never
I got
forget.
the original idea from. So, Jerry, if you're looking...
Bob, do you remember, says Stan, not to change the subject, but do you remember that you and I have been wanting to write a screenplay for the longest time?
Oh, I meant to talk about
and
that today.
we haven't been able to do it because for these past few years, we haven't been able to agree whether your name comes first or my name comes first. I think that's just ridiculous. I think you really ought to yield and say, Stan, your name is shorter or whatever. It might as well come first because it doesn't really matter. But we're depriving the public of this great screenplay.
Except for one thing. H-I-J-K-L. K comes before Lee, Kane. I precede you there.
But you've never been that literal a person before.
R.S., Robert before Stan, R.S.
Bob, you're an artist. You don't have those mundane considerations.
Would you
With
really like
it's
to do
heart
it?
and feeling and spirit, and the world is waiting. Can you imagine if you and I got together, both
Okay.
of us in our bumbling, stumbling way, we would probably do everything wrong imaginable, but we might come up with something that could be as good as that cat thing you once did. What was the name of that again?
As good as Batman and Spider-Man.
What was that cat strip you did?
Courageous Cat.
Courageous Cat.
Courageous
yeah.
Cat. I could do Courageous
Tell
Cat.
me, I think the whole world wants to know.
All right,
Was that
I'll
an
tell you
animated
what.
cartoon?
Hmm?
That was an animated cartoon?
Yeah, Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. In
And-
fact, we're reinstating it now. I'm doing the new adventures of Courageous Cat
Really?
for television, and it's going to be out next year.
Oh, that's
actually.
great.
Yeah. Now,
I think you just went
think I
off
have-
the page.
I think I ran off the page.
Yeah.
At any rate, I'd like to do a script with you if you'd give me the first line. All I want is the first line.
Feed you the first line?
Yeah.
How about this? Once upon a time.
I like that.
Take it, Bob.
Okay. There was a super...
Hero.
No, superintendent of a building.
Oh, you always top me.
You
Well,
know what it is?
What's that?
We're both afraid to initiate a superhero because we feel we'd like to come up with it ourselves. I think we hate to share the limelight. So we keep horsing around saying, you give me the first line, I'll give you the first
No,
line.
but it doesn't matter. If I come up with it, you'll still take the credit for it. And if you come up with it, I'll tell everybody it was my idea. So that really is no
That's
concern.
exactly why
Hey,
we never...
this is the best you've done yet.
Well, I like the joke. He's a great
That's great.
villain. And
What do you think it would take for me to persuade you to sign that and let your
I'm gonna
favorite
give-
host
I'm
have
going
it?
to give that to... Do I get paid today?
You know, that is a sentence that you are not loath to throw around.
No.
All right, I'll pay you for it,
You will?
in kind.
Listen.
You can have my shot of Wimpy.
Did you know Sotheby's just had an exhibition?
Mm-hmm. If I didn't, you're going to tell me. Go ahead.
And the Batman #1, number 27,
Uh-huh.
sold for $55,000.
And tell me about your collection.
I don't have
I know.
Batman
Is that-
because
is
my
that
ex-wife
something?
threw it out or gave it to a maid, and the maid wanted me to buy it back, and out of ego, I did not buy it back. In hindsight, now I wish I bought it back,
Yeah.
but it isn't a money stand. It's the memorabilia of owning the first one. So
Mm-hmm.
if you ever get Batman #1, I'll be glad to give you a couple of originals. In fact, I'll even give you this today as a token.
I would love to.
I'm
have
even
the
going to write
Batman
this here
#1.
too.
Oh, this is great.
To my dears, I'm spelling it out, showing how to spell. To my dear friend, Stan.
This is my payoff.
Stan the man. He is the man. If I were not Bob Kane, I'd like to be Stan Lee, you know, but unfortunately I'm Bob Kane, so I'll stick with it.
I
Maybe-
love your signature, Bob.
Well, you know,
What makes you make that O so big? What made you decide to do that? Whatever
Milt
it was?
Kniff,
Oh, that's right.
Milton
That's
Kniff,
right.
right?
Do you remember how he signs his name?
Yeah, he had something like this.
Absolutely right. The O in Milton
Right.
was big. Yeah,
And what put the box around mine was Milt had a box also.
yeah,
And that's how I got the sign. Milt
Son
Kniff
of a
had the
gun.
big O.
yeah.
That's a truism.
Well,
So anyway,
hey, I
this
think
one
is
is for you.
That is really
I ran
great.
out of paper for the back of his head.
Now I'll find Jack Nicholson and get him to sign it too, and I'm really in business.
Jack won't bother with you. I told him about Stan Lee. He said, who?
Yeah, well, that's the way the whole world reacts usually. Bob, listen, I want to tell you something. I never had more fun or a better time.
I've had more fun in my lifetime than this interview with you, to be honest with you. This is not a great day for me. I had a headache. I got here. I got up. I generally get up at the crack of noon. I had to get up at the crack of 11. I had no breakfast, at least if you spring for lunch or something.
You're really roughing it.
But
here,
this is not really a great day for me.
Yeah.
The makeup makes me look pretty good, but I'm tired. This was very boring, this whole show. It's a throwaway, but I'm glad anyway that we got together again, and I'm only kidding, folks. It was a bad day. I'm not kidding.
Bob, as
love you,
always,
Stan.
you're one of the comic book greats, and thanks so much for coming.
You're almost one of the comic book greats, Stanley.
And I hope you come back again
Mom,
sometime.
Dad, everyone in the past, Debbie, all my children out there that I don't know about, God bless you all. I love you.
If you weren't so shy and retiring, you'd be a great guest.
Good
night,
Thank you.
all.
Good night.
Bob, I think you just blew an entire series.
Oh, gee.
Oh, my.
What a throwaway. Can we see the playback? They have
See the playback. I'll never even let you get your hands on the